Good morning, brothers and sisters. My name is Marlene Jimenez, and I come from CWA, Local 7777, and I am at-large CWA Executive Board Member for the Western Region. I have the pleasure of introducing our next speaker, who not only represents working people, but also deeply understands the struggles we all go through. Congresswoman Delia Ramirez. Throughout her career in Chicago, she has fought for higher wages, safer workplaces, and better protections against corporate exploitation. And she also knows that the fight for workers' rights and for immigrant justice go hand in hand. We know this personally at CWA, where we have seen the Trump administration take away the status of IUE, CWA, immigrant workers at the GE Hailer Appliance Park in Louisville, Kentucky, and attack our immigrant members nationwide. Attacks like this on our union family weaken us all and make us vulnerable to exploitation. Congresswoman Ramirez knows that a strong economy means nothing if it leaves some of our neighbors behind. We cannot let those who sow division win. Blaming immigrants is an age-old trick to create fear and distract us from the takeover of economic billionaires. She is committed to creating a fair society where everyone has fair wages, safe workplaces, and dignity on the job. She truly understands that workers are the backbone of our country, and where working people rise, we all rise. CWA has been so grateful for Congresswoman Ramirez. Strong support of all working people's rights to organize and bargain collectively. With her in office, we know that we will continue to move toward a more just and equitable society for all workers. Please join me in welcoming a true champion for labor and our friend, Congresswoman Delia Ramirez.
Good morning, CWA. How much coffee have you had this morning? Not enough. Well, let me tell you, I've had very little, so I'm with you in the not enough. It is so good to be with all of you. Thank you for coming to Washington, D.C. as you continue to organize, to mobilize, to show up, and make sure that every single member of Congress, this administration and nation knows that CWA is about business. And that business is the worker business, the justice business. I get to represent Illinois' 3rd Congressional District. How many of you have been to Chicago? Okay. So, fun fact, I get to represent every single parking lot at Chicago O'Hare. Not the airport, that's someone else, but I get to represent. If you have a car at O'Hare Airport, when you come visit, I represent it. But in addition to that, I represent a district that it's been built on the contributions of working people, both longtime residents and also new arrivals. And I want to thank every one of you for the powerful work that you do every single day to protect worker rights and to build worker power. And the most important thing that you should know about me, yes, the title of being Congresswoman is an honor. Yes, being the very first Latina in the Midwest in Congress is truly an honor, but I want to talk to you about the biggest honor for me. The biggest pride is that I'm the daughter of Maria, Elvira, and Luis Ramirez, 2 Guatemalan immigrants who risked everything they had so that their child can have a life that they never had. That is who I am. You see, my father worked at a factory for over 20 years, a factory making pies for Baker Square. So for those of you that went to Baker Square and you thought it was made there, nope, my dad made you that pie. And my mom worked as a home health care worker. So I'm clear just how important our work to demand fair wages, safer working conditions, and dignity for all workers, including immigrant workers, is in our community. You see, it's been a long 18 months, hasn't it? I think by May of last year, I felt like I had lived 10 years. For over a year, our communities have witnessed abductions, attacks on workers, on collective bargaining, no matter your citizenship status, the militarization of our cities, the murder of our neighbors, including US citizens, the persecution of dissent, the rise of fascism, and literally robbing representation throughout the South with the Jim Crow gerrymandering that you are seeing around the country. You're seeing them in these corporations paying lower wages, eroding our bargaining rights, just so that these corporations that got this president in office can enrich themselves with deals for mass detention, deportation, and so that authoritarians and billionaires can keep profiting off of the pain of workers. And yet, CWA, I look around. Let me tell you, you look really good in red. I'm wearing my red nails right now for you. You see, we have remained strong and courageous, united and organized, activos en la lucha, activated in the struggle. We know that Trump and Miller and all those criminals in office are going to use their power to try to break us, to try to break our spirit, to try to turn us against each other. But CWA, we are not going to be divided, are we? We are going to keep organizing, are we? Because I believe that the people united will never be defeated or divided. Our existence here today, the power in this room, is evidence that we will continue to fight for each other, that we understand the connection between worker justice and immigrant justice. We understand the power of diversity, of equity, and inclusion. In the face of fascism, worker solidarity will be what protects us. We must remember, because fascism always requires a public enemy. And today, the administration is trying to make immigrants the enemy. They've made activists and organizers the enemy. They've made the democratic cities the enemy. And they've tried making workers and unions the enemy. They've tried to convince us that the problem isn't their abuses of power, or their corruption, or their unchecked greed. But you and I, CWA, we know better. And it is why we must organize and fight, like my pastor says, not just like hell, but also like heaven for working people. It's why we got to tax the rich. And I have a bill to do just that, the Equal Tax Act. And CWA, we got to raise the minimum wage. And I have a bill to create a living wage in the United States of America. I introduced the Living Wages for All Act, which would raise the federal minimum wage to $25 an hour for every single worker, every single industry. No excuses, no buts and and. And let me tell you, as someone that represents those parking lots, but also 757,000 people, I also know that we got to do something about DHS. We have to dismantle it. Something new must be created, and we have to abolish ICE, and I have a bill for that as well. You see, we must have the moral clarity to fight for a working people's agenda and to demand a future where working people have every single damn thing they need to thrive. We are tired of our communities having to figure out where they can work at the age of 70. Folks, when I'm saying that to you, I'm not just some privileged, rich congresswoman that could afford to do this job because my husband is a millionaire, because I have a bunch of money in LLCs. No shade to my colleagues that do on both sides of the aisle. I am telling you, as a daughter of a factory worker and a home health care worker, who all they have right now is their Social Security. $11.98 my father and $9.80 my mother, and they both have to pay a Medicare supplemental. So yesterday, my dad, at the age of 75, went in and now is going to be a maintenance worker at a child care facility for 24 hours a week so that he can afford to pay the taxes on his home. Shame on any member of Congress who does not see how wrong that is. That if people want to work at 75, that is okay, but they shouldn't have to work at the age of 75 or 80 or 85. They shouldn't have to figure out how to pay for their property taxes, their mortgage, and child care. Shame on a Congress that allows this to happen to our workers, to our base, to our community. So let me tell you, CWA, when you are here, keep organizing, keep mobilizing, keep speaking truth to power, because worker justice is immigrant justice, because worker justice is LGBT justice, because worker justice is racial justice. And we, CWA, will not bow down. We will win, because when we organize, so CWA, let's go win for every worker in this country. Gracias. Thank you.